One of the things I love best about Disneyland is the effort they make in providing great tasting food in environments that add to your Disneyland experience. But some are better than others, right? So to that end, we would like to present to you our favorite meals at Disneyland. Now before we begin, let's lay down the rules first for this list. There's no snacks, no desserts, and no breakfast. This is meals only. We're also going to exclude restaurants like Blue Bayou, Club 33, and Carthay Circle as well. Because, that just wouldn't be fair, right? And not everyone can afford to enjoy these locations. Our list is for the people! So let's go. We present to you the Fresh Baked Top 10 list of the best meals at Disneyland. So let's start our list with number 10. A simple favorite that can satisfy no matter what kind of mood you're in. The hand-dipped corn dog at Disneyland is legend due to its utter simplicity. America loves a corn dog, and they really love a corn dog at Disneyland. I don't think it's much of a stretch to say that this is probably the best corn dog you'll ever have, especially if you're used to eating the frozen variety you get at a grocery store, which I have, and which I do love, by the way. But leave it to Disneyland to do it better. More meal than a snack, the Disneyland corn dog is bigger, fresher, crispier, and tastier than any other. For the complete Disneyland experience, get one at the Little Red Wagon at the end of Main Street. But if the line is too long, you can get one a bit quicker over at the Stage Door Cafe by the Golden Horseshoe. And if you're in California Adventure, you can find one at the Corn Dog Castle between Goofy Sky School and Ariel's Undersea Adventure. As far as I understand it, all three corn dogs are the same. The one is not any better than the other. Let's talk about Bengal BBQ. Not quite a full meal, kind of like the corn dog, but not a light snack either, and not if you do it like fresh baked. I'm a big fan of the Bengal beef skewer and the Outback vegetable skewer. Together, they make a pretty great meal. I'll be the first to admit, though, that the beef isn't exactly tender, but I get it. It's not Club 33 we're talking about. But I do love the sweet Zulu sauce. And with that, we're just getting started because the meal really takes off with the vegetable skewer. We're talking huge chunks of onion, zucchini, potatoes, squash, and red and green peppers. They're all barbecued on a skewer in such a way that makes even vegetables delicious, especially with a little seasoning and a little charring. I love a charred vegetable. In my opinion, it's the best possible way to eat your vegetables. And if you really want to complete the meal, instead of a soda, get a Dole Whip float over the Tiki Room, which is just nearby. All three of these items combine together beautifully. So I feel like I need to include at least one big salad in this list, and lucky for me, there's an option that qualifies. And not just as a measure of equal time, but on actual merit. The Jolly Holiday salad at the Jolly Holiday is about my favorite salad anywhere on this planet. Mixed greens, spiced pecans, feta, tomatoes, dried cranberries, and served with a raspberry vinaigrette, the Jolly Holiday salad is the kind of salad that I can get behind. I simply love the mixture of textures and flavored bite combinations that you get with the pecans and the cranberries and the vinaigrette dressing. And of course, it's big enough to be a meal, which is especially great for me on those hot days when I need something cool and refreshing to eat. Next on our list of top eats at Disneyland is the red chili enchilada plate at Rancho del Zocalo. I personally love a good enchilada. It's a go-to meal for me anytime we're in the mood for Mexican at the Fresh Baked household. And while I won't say that they're truly authentic, I can say I haven't had a better enchilada myself. Served warm and fresh with red chili sauce and a flourish of cotija, they are simply delicious. Combined with equally savory rice and beans, the meal hits all the right notes for a delicious Mexican dinner. It's even plated beautifully. And for the budget conscious, I give the meal high marks for its generous portions. This is a meal the Disney Ninja and I have shared on a number of occasions. Finally, for that little bit extra, we recommend the limon chips and salsa. With just the right amount of salt and lemon flavor, it makes for the perfect partner to our favorite dish at Rancho del Zocalo. Let's head down to Main Street Disneyland for our next best eat at Disneyland. It's the chicken dinner plate at the Plaza Inn. Now, I don't eat a lot of fried chicken at restaurants when I'm not at Disneyland, and by that I mean, it's usually just KFC or something like that. So I found this chicken to be kind of a revelation to me. The chicken is fried fresh and crisp with a thin layer of breading, which I'm not used to, and it's really awesome. The plate comes with mashed potatoes that look and taste like they're made from scratch, and green beans that are well seasoned with a lot of crunch. The whole meal makes you feel like you've been given a big warm hug from Walt himself, which, as it happens, the Plaza Inn was his favorite place to eat dinner. And when you consider that you get 3 hearty pieces of chicken with lots of meat in the bone, this plate could easily feed 2. Alright, next on our list is the Bratwurst sausage found at the Troubadour Tavern in Fantasyland. And by the way, if you don't know where that is, go to Mickey and the Magical Map in Fantasyland and hang a left just before you enter the theater, and you'll find the Troubadour Tavern right there. So where do I start? I love this dog for so many reasons. First, I love bratwurst, I love sauerkraut, and I love the location. We'll start with the dog though. It's a delicious bratwurst served in a brioche bun with hickory smoked bacon and kraut, of course. All the components go along really well, especially with a little bit of mustard. The dog itself is really hearty, and the bun is no slouch either. And unlike many other dogs you might find at Disneyland, where the bun kind of overpowers the dog, the meat to bun ratio here is spot on. And that's going to play a key part in a lot of the things that we eat at Disneyland, or the things that we prefer, is a good meat to bun ratio. And if you really want to finish the meal in style, get yourself some pretzel bites with cheese sauce. If you time the meal right, you can easily enjoy it while watching a showing of Mickey and the Magical Map, which is right next door. It's a true Disneyland experience if there ever was one. Want a virtual lock on deliciousness? Try the Disneyland clam chowder in a bread bowl served in many places actually in New Orleans Square. I love clam chowder myself, well, New England clam chowder anyway, and Disney definitely does it with style. Hearty chunks of potato, a creamy broth, red and green peppers, onions, and they don't skip on the clams either. And don't forget the sourdough bread bowl. I mean, can you think of anything better than dipping that little bowl topper into some of that clam chowder broth? I mean, that's a true Disney experience, especially if you just want to relax out there on New Orleans Square and watch the boats go by. I can't think of anything better right now. I almost limited this list to those restaurants found in Disneyland only, excluding DCA altogether, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I really need to include the 5-cheese ravioli from Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta on this list. The thing is, right, I mean, everybody loves ravioli, right? It's comfort food for me anyway, but I don't often, in fact, I don't think I've ever had it the way it's prepared at DCA. For starters, there's 5 cheeses in there, and I can't name them all, but they're all really delicious. But for me, it's the pesto sauce and pine nuts they're served with that really wins it for me. Like many of you, ravioli was always served in a red sauce at my house, so the introduction of pesto was a revelation. And I never have pine nuts on a meal on anything in my house, mostly because they're like $80 a pound or something like that. But so I always feel like it's a special day for me when I order the ravioli at Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta. Since we're in DCA, let's go ahead and stop at Flo's V8 Cafe for our next favorite eat, and that's for the beef and cheddar. I'm a huge fan of a good beef and cheddar anywhere, really. They had one at Fiddler 5 for Practical Cafe that I loved, and it would have made this list if they'd still served it today. Then last year, it was served special for the 24-hour all-nighter, but that one-night-only event turned into a permanent menu item, and BAM! It's on our list. Generous portions of roast beef served on a delicious garlic chive bun, which, I mean, just now saying that makes me, boy. And horseradish aioli sauce that is amazing. And of course, there's the melted cheddar cheese sauce, which just gets everywhere and mixes with everything and is 10 kinds of delicious. The sandwich is also served with a vinegary coleslaw, which again mixes well with all the other flavors that are going on in the sandwich. You can substitute fries though if you're not a coleslaw person, but even if you're not, try it here because you might be surprised. And finally, if you're a fan of fresh bake, then you've probably already predicted our number one favorite meal at Disneyland. The French dip at the French Market in New Orleans Square. When you absolutely, positively need something delicious to eat at Disneyland, accept no substitute. Now, I'm a connoisseur of French dips. Every restaurant I go to, I always try their take on my personal favorite, and Disneyland does it just about as good as you're ever going to have it. The meat to bun ratio, again, is perfect, and so is the roast beef, by the way. Delicious, of course, but also just the right thickness, which is the key thing for me. Or more to the point, not so thick that it doesn't soak up the au jus, because that's what it's all about, right? It's the juice. And when the roast beef is cut too thick, it doesn't. The juice does not absorb into the meat, and you need it to absorb into that roast beef. And I always get 2 of the dipping sauces because life is better with more au jus. And the plate is not yet done. There's the shoestring onions, which are a perfect garnish, and there's grapes and house chips, which are the best you'll find anywhere. And then you mix all that up with the view of the Rivers of America or the band playing or the crowds going by, and you've got a meal that is just Disneyland magic served, right there for you. It's the memory of a lifetime, is having a good hearty French dip at the French Market. And that's our top 10. We'd love to hear your opinions on the list. What shouldn't be here? Who got snubbed? Reply in the comments below. In fact, let's make this fun. For the first 2 weeks this video is live, we're going to do, it's kind of like a catch a ride, except for it's catch a meal. We're going to dedicate a meal to whoever can give us the best comment, you know, the funniest or the most informative or whatever. And of course, it's completely arbitrary and non-scientific, but who cares? We're gonna have a meal at Disneyland. It's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna dedicate it to you. All right, thanks, Fresh Baked. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out our Secrets in History videos, or maybe our ride-throughs, or you can just watch all of our weekly trip reports and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. It truly is the best of Disney Baked Fresh Daily. Oh, and don't forget, you can support Fresh Baked through our Patreon campaign, link below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Fresh Baked!